Hold on, Wood, man. Hold on, man, before you even get started, man. That's what I want to say, right? Real quick, man. At no point in this interview, man, am I trying to glorify this shit, man. But I'm trying to give the youth the truth. You know what I'm saying? And I know this is a great platform for telling the truth, man. Not that glorification, fake shit. That shit that a nigga went through back then was some dumb shit. I'm talking about this is when a nigga was deaf, blind, and stupid. You know what I'm saying? So the stories that I'm finna tell and the stuff we finna talk about, it's about when we was ignorant, man. We are no longer ignorant. We are no longer kids. But the stories gotta be told, so we gonna tell it how it go, man. Straight from the horse's mouth, from the people that was really there, man. So shit, man, let's do it. I just gotta put that disclaimer out there, cause at some point my kids may be watching this, somebody else's kids may be watching this, and this ain't no gangster shit. This is the shit you ain't supposed to be doing, and this is the life you ain't supposed to be living, man. So let's roll, man. Let's do this shit.
What's good, CEO?
What's up, OG, man? We finally here, man. What's good?
Oh yeah, we finally made it to the big leagues, man. But it's even bigger now that I got the CEO in the building, man. After all this time, man, it took a year and something for me to get this thing set up, man. But like I say, man, I'm glad you stopped by the Ferguson Chronicles, man, to get your spiel, man. Shit, tell your story, man. It's about that time.
Man, it's about that time, man. I already told you I was gonna give you the real, man. I just ain't want, I just ain't want to come on here, man, and bullshit the people, man. I want to make sure we give them some, just make sure the shit legit, man. Make sure the shit real, man. Make sure they can feel us, man. So, I'm on YouTube now, so it's that time to get the motherfuckers the truth, right? This what it is. This the platform for the truth, right?
Yeah, you know the Ferguson Chronicle, man, like the Holy Bible, man. So you got to put your hand on the Bible, man. Swear to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth, man.
Yeah, we gonna tell it nothing but the truth, man. And everybody just been working, man. It's time, place for everything right now. The time, man. They get the CRIPTonite story, man. You know what I'm saying? They get to hear the CRIPTonite story. Shout out though, real quick, man. Shout out for the clothes, man. Yeah, this shit here live, man. I don't know if they can see it in the cameras or not, but yeah, this shit here live, man. Yeah, that goddamn, that Savage Drive, man, Gladiator School, man. Look, when I got this in the mail, not only did I do a video with this shit, but shit, nigga, come on, man, we gotta run the interview now. You got the clothes, it's the real shit, man. We gotta represent that, I gotta represent that.
Ain't no doubt, man. So, man, without further ado, man, let's get this shit popping, man. So, tell the people.
Hold on, Wood, man. Hold on, man, before you even get started, man. That's what I want to say, right?
Yeah.
Real quick, man. At no point in this interview, man, am I trying to glorify this shit, man. But I'm trying to give the youth the truth. You know what I'm saying? And I know this is a great platform for telling the truth, man. Not that glorification, fake shit. That shit that a nigga went through back then was some dumb shit. I'm talking about this is when a nigga was deaf, blind, and stupid. You know what I'm saying? So the stories that I'm finna tell and the stuff we finna talk about, it's about when we was ignorant, man. We are no longer ignorant. We are no longer kids. But the stories gotta be told, so we gonna tell it how it go, man. Straight from the horse's mouth, from the people that was really there, man. So shit, man, let's do it. I just gotta put that disclaimer out there, cause at some point my kids may be watching this, somebody else's kids may be watching this, and this ain't no gangster shit. This is the shit you ain't supposed to be doing, and this is the life you ain't supposed to be living, man. So let's roll, man. Let's do this shit.
Man, I couldn't have said it no better than my goddamn self, man. But like I said, man, go ahead and tell the people where you from, man.
It's Galveston, Texas, in the building, man. G County. You know what I'm saying? CEO Hockley, Mr. G County. I'm from Galveston, Texas, man. Cedar Terrace raised, Crooked Split paid, just like that, man. Born and raised in them projects, got to that money on the Crooked Split, 2800 block, man. It's your boy CEO Hockley, man. That's where I'm from, G-Town, right outside of Houston. You know what I'm saying? It's the Houston, Galveston Metroplex, and this Mr. G County representing, man. That's where I'm from, that island.
So, man, You know, I've been on YouTube for quite some time, man. You know, I've heard your name mentioned by several people, man. I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you the people that I heard your name, man, and you know, you can respond back to this, man. So Blue Hands, one of the people, man, where I heard your name from, Dre, and some others, you know, mention your name in interviews, man.
There's another partner named CRIPTonite.
Robert Hockley from G-Time.
Robert Hockley. CRIPTonite. Just that name alone, I said, yeah, he must been banging hard, goddamn it.
Yeah, he was solid. I met him on Clemens Unit. When I hit Clemens Unit, I met him. Okay. And he ended up getting shipped from a ride we was all in, a crip ride on the rec yard. He was one of them got shipped. And that guy there, man, that's one of my inspirations, man.
Okay.
Because that boy, you know, to say we was doing all that in prison, man, that man a super success right now. He a person you can look at and say, man, anything is possible.
A week after I was at CRIPTonite, which is Robert Hockley, he bought me a car. He got the store in Lamar, G County Apparel. He gave me the keys to the store and said, here, you know, the store yours on Saturday and Sundays, man, you know. Whatever you make, that's yours, you know. Just, you know, putting me in the loop of everything, you know what I'm saying?
So do me a favor, man. Tell us how you get the name CRIPTonite.
Oh man, yeah, shout out to them brothers, man. Shout out to Dre, Blue Hands, OG Dewberry. Shout out to all them, man. You know, we was really over there. That's why they brought me up. But I got the name in the county jail, man. I got the name, my partner's Lowdown, Ed, R.I.P. Ed. You know, we was in the county, you already know, man, sitting in that tank, ready to go to trial or ready to sign for our time. No, we not finna come back to them streets, right?
Yeah.
So Ed, the homie Ed just say, like, look, man, since we finna take this path and we finna go through that Texas Department of Criminal Justice, man, you know what I'm saying, we gotta represent for real. You know what I'm saying? He already was high C. And man, we just, you know, gave our names based on characters. You know what I'm saying? And they gave me that name because, you know, like CRIPTonite, man, I'm a stand-up nigga and I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to defeat the odds. So that was my name represented, man. Someone that's able to defeat the odds. I could beat Superman. Put me up against him.
Yeah, the black Superman. The black Superman,
yeah.
Man.
Yeah, for sure. But that's how I got the name. Just being stand-up and, you know, ain't ducking nothing.
Yeah.
That's how that name, you know, that's how my homies gave me that name when I was in the county jail. On the streets, I was a little Rob growing up, or I was Hockley. You know what I'm saying? On the streets, that's how they know me. So if you bring me up as CRIPTonite, you was on the yard with me. Yeah, straight up. You was out there, you was on the yard with me, man. You walked that yard or you was in that hallway with me. That's where that, you know, name ended up sticking at.
Yeah. So man, that's a bit, man. So tell us a little bit about Galveston and your upbringing, man.
Oh, well, you know, grew up in them projects, man. You know, you being a project baby, man. You being from that West Dallas projects. You know what I'm saying? I grew up in Cedar Terrace projects on the island. And, you know, it's that part of town where other people, mamas told them they couldn't go. You know what I'm saying? And what I mean by that mean, like, you know, if I'm in school and I meet a friend, I tell them, come over to my house, let's play after school. Nigga, mama like, nah, my son can't go over there. You know what I'm saying? My child can't be over there. You know what I'm saying? So, shit, man, born and raised in the projects. Didn't know it was the projects until later on. You know, that was our world. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, my upbringing was pretty like everybody else, man. Had a single parent. I had a mama, but I also had a daddy. He was trying to figure things out, and you know, just, you know, pretty normal project baby. Growing up, sugar on the grits. You know what I'm saying? Sugar, look at here, sugar on the grits, sugar on the beans. You know how that go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Serve sandwiches and all that good shit.
Serve sandwiches and ketchup sandwiches, baby. That's how that went. Straight like that.
So man, you told me a story about the time you got robbed as a kid, man. So go ahead and share some of that story to the viewers, man.
Yeah, man, I was telling you that time, man, you know, I don't know about the viewers, you know, but back in our day, we ain't had no EBT cards. You know what I'm saying? In our day, you growing up in them projects, you had that food stamp booklet. Man, I don't know if they know nothing about that, Hollywood. That goddamn food stamp booklet with that green, that goddamn me purple, and that goddamn me brown, goddamn me food stamp book, right? My goddamn mama sent me to the store with one of them $60 food stamp books. You know what I'm saying? I had the whole booklet with me, man. The store was by, you know, 2 blocks. It's old Gailey Brothers on Avenue H, 2 blocks outside the projects. And, you know, she sent me to the store with the booklet, man. I was eager to go because, you know, back then, you get sent with that booklet, you get to keep that change. You know what I'm saying?
Most definitely.
That goddamn change going in the nigga pocket, man. So I got the booklet. I head to the store and I get in there, you know, I passed up some men on the street and stuff that was out there, and one of them ended up following me in the store. Followed me around the store, asked me what I was getting. You know, I was 10 years old, man. I'm like, I'm getting something from my mama. Whole time he was scoping me, peeping the play, man. He watched me get all the little stuff that my mama needed, saw them bag it up, and I'm so excited about keeping the change, I put the change and the booklet inside the bag with the groceries, right? Hollywood, and walked out the store, headed home. Man, he followed me home, man. I turned down the alley to go home. All I heard was footsteps. I was terrified, man. That nigga hit me so hard in the back of my head, snatched, give me this little kid here. Get up, little nigga. Like, goddamn, man. You know what I'm saying? Hit me, took the bag, ran out, man. I went inside hollering, crying. You already know, man. Just terrified, man. Straight up. As a kid, man, I was just terrified, man. I done actually got robbed without even knowing this, man. And yeah, it fucked me up, man. You know, my mama called her brothers, my uncle. They come back around there. The guns was drawn out and all that. And look at here, Hollywood. We went right back around there. The dude that did it wasn't there, right? Of course, he was gone. Yeah. But all the men and all the people that was out there that I passed up going and coming act like they never saw me, man. Listen what I'm telling you. They act like they never saw me in a day in my life. And, man, from that day, I always remembered, ain't nobody gonna help you. You know what I'm saying? People gonna watch you suffer, and ain't nobody gonna help you. Look, they didn't say nothing. It wasn't a peep. They act like I didn't even walk that way, man. Yeah, they act like nothing went on. So, yeah, man, that's how that went, man.
So, man, now that we done got past all that robbery shit, man, your first robbery as a kid, man, let me ask this. Around by what age did you start getting in trouble?
Man, I started getting in trouble probably like my first time getting arrested, I was 13. So at the age of 13, I got arrested for aggravated assault. Man, I robbed somebody. Yeah, so at 10 I got robbed. So at 13 shit, I started robbing, man. And at 13, man, this dude that didn't live in the projects let a project nigga come over his house. You already know. And at this time, we wasn't staying in the projects no more. We actually moved out of the projects. But you know, I'm a project baby. So this kid, now that I'm out the projects, I got new friends. And this new friend let me in his house, and he got all the Nintendo games and Nintendo. You know, we ain't got that shit, man. We may got one house with that shit, but I was so happy to be in that shit, man. I came back over there and stole all that shit and took it home with me, man. And he found out I stole his stuff, and he did something I never experienced. In the projects, we ain't experienced this, Hollywood. This little nigga was smart. He realized I took all his stuff because he came and saw me playing all the games through my bedroom window, right?
Yeah.
So he went out front and turned our water off. Say, you know, you got the little water thing in the ground. See, we ain't had that in the projects. That motherfucker went out front, turned off our water, man. Woke up the next day, the water off. My mama panicked and think she ain't paid the bill, calling the water company. all kind of shit going on. You already know, man. We struggling going through it, and man, I found out he turned off that water, Hollywood. Man, look at here. Just put it like this: I ended up in detention. That nigga mama had to, he had to go to the hospital, and his mama goddamn me called the police on my ass, and that was my first trip to detention. Man, they just took me down there for a couple hours. And my mama went with me, and then they released me to my mama and told me whatever court date we had to, you know, whatever court date we had to go through, we just had to go through it, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when I was 13, that's the first time I got arrested for aggravated assault.
Yeah, and they took you to the place that everybody go to, that where they say a hard head. What's the saying on that? When they say,
oh, they say like a hard head make a soft ass, but that wasn't it. See, they look here, it was so easy. They just took me down there with my mama, and then I was out in 2 hours. Boy, look here, we know that shit don't work. We know that shit don't work like that.
oh yeah, no.
Say, yeah, that shit do not work like that. You hear what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I ain't made it to that hard head make a soft ass part yet. I thought this was the look here. I thought this was the way. Oh, it's that easy? I'm ready to whoop another nigga ass.
Yeah. So man, I gotta ask you this, man, cause you know, the name that you got tagged, man. So when did the gang thing start with you, man? Or was it just a part of, just a part of your area that you grew up in, man?
When you say when the gang thing started, so the gang stuff, yeah, it was pretty much like my neighborhood, you know, like West Dallas, man, West Dallas Crips. But you was old enough to be in West Dallas before the gang thing really took over. So for me, I was right there at the crux of it. You know what I'm saying? I was right there when projects and neighborhoods started taking on gangs and sets and all that stuff there. So yeah, it was really just my projects, man. But I want to say, you know, once the projects became Crip, shit, I was a Crip, so to speak. But I didn't get you know, I was going back and forth to detention, man. After that first time, I went to detention again for drugs and things like that. But the gang stuff just kind of started, man. As we was getting in trouble, as homies was going to detentions, and people was going to state school, 90 days, and Crockett, this, that, and other, we started picking up on the gang culture, right?
Yeah.
The system. And we kind of already had it on the street, but as we started going to state school, we started getting more, sophisticated with it, you know what I'm saying? And coming up with sets and stuff like that. So different people in my neighborhood, after coming from state school, got put on different sets like Hoover. I ended up getting put on Rolling 60. My nigga John Hardiman, he got out of Crockett. He told me he was down, he was a 60, and he wanted me to be down with the 60. So, you know what I'm saying? He put me on the set. We got on, we squabbled and all that. That was probably like 9-3, you know what I'm saying, in 93. But, you know, shit just got worse after that, man. Once we got into the gang stuff, man, we got into the killings and, you know, all that happened, man. My partner, Lil Larry, got killed. And man, from then on, man, it was about killing Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? It was about murdering. It was about killing, man. In 94, I got arrested for capital murder and attempted capital murder when I was 16. You know what I'm saying? Me and my brother, C. Ren.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Me and C. Ren got arrested for capital murder and attempted capital murder in 94. I was 16, he was 15, you know? So, yeah, a lot of my partners, man, went to jail for murders. I mean, yeah, the whole state school was full of niggas from Galveston for killing people, man. We just went on, you know, we were, again, deaf, blind, and dumb, man, and just went on, you know.
Yeah.
You know, went on murdering sprees to where even after that, see, Ren ended up getting 45 years. They ended up letting me out based on his confessions and things that you know, that went on. And a year later, I came back with, you know, shit, going to jail or whatever. But talk to me, man. That's how the gang stuff came in.
So let me ask this, man, because I know you just mentioned C. Ren got the time, right?
Right.
And
Right.
got, put in the motherfucking put in the concrete jungle, right? And that's what we call, fucking prison. So let me ask you this, man. Because I know you, and this is the reason why I know you've been to prison, because that's where I met you at. So what actually led you to prison?
The gang stuff, just that whole culture, the whole culture of, kill, rob, steal, do whatever it take. Like a motherfucker asked me today, motherfucker be asking me, man, you all right? I'm like, shit, I'm all right. He like, well, how will we know if we don't ask? I say, I'm all right, because everybody else all right. When you hear them hollering, that mean I ain't all right. When you hear they ass holler, that mean I ain't all right. The fuck you mean? That's what's going on. So, we just grew up in that death culture, man, of kill, rob, steal, and all that shit there. And I ended up going to prison at 17, right?
Yeah.
After getting out on the murder cases and stuff, a year later, in 95, I ended up going to prison for robbery. Me, my cousin, and my homeboy from the hood, my nigga Seago. You know what I'm saying? Me, Shanky, and Seago. Shanky was on Ferguson with us too. So
shout out
a
Shanky,
year later,
man.
Shout out to Shanky, man. A year later, shit, I was right back in there with Pat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Me and Pat was in the same cell, headed on the same bus, headed to prison, man. The only difference was my brother got 45 years and I had 8 years. You know what I'm saying?
So, man, let me ask this. So, you headed to prison with the 8-year sentence, right? And,
right.
Okay, just like I asked everybody else, man, because if I don't ask, I won't know, right? So,
right.
What was the first unit that they sent you to?
Back then, when I came in the system, it was I caught the case in 95. I came in the system at the top of 96, right?
Yeah.
I want to say like February of 96. I actually entered TDC. So I don't know, when you went in, I know you went in earlier. They didn't have like the state jail system, did they?
Oh no, that shit didn't even exist. You was motherfucking cuffed and stuff, put on the bluebird, and your ass going straight to the unit.
You going straight to the unit. Okay, so they had the state jail thing set up, right? And I went to, my first unit was Holiday Unit. And then at the Holiday Unit, which is a state jail and a processing unit, a transfer facility, I went to Larry Gist. Larry Gist was the next state prison that I went to, and that was down in Beaumont.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, just so we all can be, clarified on the difference between state jail versus prison. Let's start with the state jail.
The difference between state jail and prison?
Yeah.
Well, it's the same thing, but the state jail system is kind of set up to keep people that's just got regular time away from people that's doing life sentence. They trying to keep you away from niggas like Hollywood. You know what I'm saying?
Cool, man.
Yeah, the state jail set up to keep you away from a nigga that got a life sentence like Hollywood had, right? It try to keep you away from hardened criminals, man. State jail is set up to where, like, hey, you can enter the system, do your little reforms, and then you could come back home, do your time. Now, the ID units, the Ferguson, the Clemens, the red brick units, or the Terrells and the Michael's unit and the newer units are also ID units, and they set up to where, hey, when you land on them bitches, they call ID units. You there to do your time. Now you a convict. You no more in the state jail system. You as a convict, and you could only end up on an ID unit at that time if you had a bunch of time, or you was like me, you was fucking up, Hollywood, and you already know. I came right through that bitch fucking up. Ain't no doubt about it, man. I mean, I hit Larry Gist. Let's say like I hit Larry Gist April 1st. Shit, I was shipped off that bitch in a ride by April by April 29th. It took me 29 days from a line 1 to a line 3 closed custody, shipped off the unit, get out of there, and then look, it's over this here. Look at these here. What's this here, Holly? It was over these here. See, that's what I'm saying, man. They ain't been down that way, Hollywood. These here. These motherfucking meat here, man. These goddamn meat pistols, nigga. You see that there, Wood?
Yeah.
Yeah, these motherfucking pistols, man, got me shipped off goddamn me, Larry Gist, man. I started a ride. I thought the Mexican had stole my gloves, and you know, he called himself checking me because I was quote unquote a new boot. And you know, I ain't understand politics of prison at all, man. I was just in that bitch, and you know, I got right on the Mexican ass. Then when he went down, I got on his homeboy ass standing next to him, and that pretty much created a whole ride, man, behind some state issue gloves, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the gloves that'll get you beat half to death.
Yeah.
With them,
motherfucking pistols, man.
That's the same thing in the streets, as we call it down here, man. Don't leave home without them. You know what I'm saying?
Don't leave home without them, man. You gotta have these in the penitentiary. These are called pistols. When I was in there, I don't even know if they got them no more. But these your motherfucking pistols. You need these. Why? Because if a nigga get his ass whooped and your hands is scarred up or scratched up or fucked up, you gonna get the case. Whether you did it or not. So you might as well stay strapped. You know what I'm saying? Say, yeah. Say you might as well stay strapped, nigga.
And on top of that, when you know, when the gloves put on, it really was to show that work that you put on, you know, your opponent. You know what I'm saying? And that's to
yeah.
That's to leave his face fucked up.
That's to leave his face fucked up. Protect your hand, leave a nigga ass whoop, man. That's what these motherfucking pistols was for, man. But yeah, that shit got me 29 days, man. I was a line 1. So that fast for people in the system, man. I came in regular. I had all my line class. I was legit. They was trying to give me a chance. And in 29 days, I brought the whole motherfucking unit down. You know what I'm saying? That's how deaf, blind, and dumb I was. And they was like, nope, get this nigga ass out the goddamn state jail system and send him to the unit. Send him over there to what, Hollywood. It's
funny that you mentioned, man, you said after that happened, 29 days later, they put you on the bus and you pull up at the Clemens unit. Tell me, what was that like pulling up at the back gate of the Clemens unit?
Man, we pulled up at the Burning Hell, man. Same unit your daddy pulled up in 1963. You know what I'm saying? The Iceman. Yeah, for those that watching, man, y'all go check out OG Hollywood Daddy interview about the Clemens unit, Burning Hell. He pulled up in the 60s. I pulled up to that sucker in what? 96.
It was the hallway in 1968. I was a turnkey on the Clemens unit in Brazoria, Texas. They call them niggas. They call them old hammerhead outfit. Well, let me bring this back and tell you this. When I first drove up in the bus, it was getting off. And it was getting off the bus. There was 15 of us went to the Clemens unit. And I was about the last one stepping off the bus. And the man looked at me and said, that old yellow outfit he's gonna be trouble. That's what he called me.
And it was exactly that, man. It was the Burning Hell, man. And coming through that back gate, you know, I had them butterflies in my stomach, man. This was the real thing. Ain't no more state jails and transfer facilities. This where you coming to goddamn see Hollywood and them at. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, this the big league. This what the building tenants and all them ran shit at. You know what I'm saying? This is the penitentiary, right? And yeah, man, I had them butterflies in my system. I'll be lying to you, man. It was my first go round, but you know, I was ready. I was a fuck up. I had been fucking up, so I was ready.
So, I mean, you know, what was what was the scene when you got off the bus? you know, if you can remember, how did it look when you got off the bus, you know, at that back gate? Was it somebody outside? Were they working in the fields? Did you see a bunch of laws? Did they call you a nigga? How did that go?
Listen here. We was already on the bus, and the people that on the bus was everybody first time there, and everybody was just ready. Nigga, no, it's action time, Hollywood. Back then, you know, the system was still built on checking people when they came through the door. So we came in that mug, you know, shackle down. You shackle down, they roll them big old gates like you see in the movies, and the bus come through there and they close them gates. Everybody come off that chain, shackled down, feet, hands shackled. You know what I'm saying? And you get off that bus and they told us where to go. Get in line, get over there, get situated. They end up taking the shackles off of us once we got in the building, and we headed to classification. You know what I'm saying? And it was loud. When I got the Clemens unit, it was loud. You know, you got to hear that noise. It was loud. That means you already know it was some activity going on over there, man. Straight up, straight out the gate. And when we was in classification, they was running child, right? And child is where the whole unit is going to eat. And I mean, as we sitting in classification, them niggas passing by that door, it's like, man, so many niggas would stop. Hey, where y'all from? What set y'all is? Y'all bang, what's this? I mean, like, it was like interrogation of the whole unit. So, yeah, everybody just kept coming in because when you say like me, I'm saying I'm from Galveston, they telling the other homies that's on the wing or on the building that somebody from Galveston to pull up so other people could be expecting, whether it's Dallas, Houston, Galveston. You know what I'm saying? They was doing that, and it was very active like that. From the minute I got in there, people wanted to know where you was from and what set you claim.
Yeah, it's like going into the zoo and you seeing all the motherfucking animals and all them lions and all the monkeys, and it's a whole lot of variety of niggas just hanging around. You know, so
and look, it's going to the zoo with no cages though. These niggas out the cages. These niggas out the cages. The animals and the monkeys out the cages, Hollywood. These niggas out.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Silverbacks on the loose.
They on the loose, bro. They on the loose when you walk through there.
So, man, let me ask this, man. So, let's talk about that first day that week. How did that go for you, man? You know, how did that go?
What, the first week?
I want to know about the first day, and then tell me about after the first day, how did the rest of the week go for you?
Shit, look at here. If I had to say it, I had a bad day. That first day was a bad day in that term, man. Straight up, man. Got on Clemens, and this how I knew it was really active and it was serious, man. I never seen so many young people. Niggas 18, 17, 19 with missing teeth. What? These niggas got tooth missing. They over here getting it on. You hear what I'm saying? And look, I'm coming through there with goals in my mouth at the time and all that. And these niggas over here, young niggas with teeth missing. But it didn't take a day. It didn't take a week. It took exactly 2 hours for a nigga to be on my road. You hear what I'm saying? It took 2 hours, man. I came through the door representing the set, letting people know what time it is. They brought me to B-Wing, and a nigga from Dallas named Crazy C came right up from the day room. Hey, what set you is? I told him, man, it's rolling 60. It's G-Town, CRIPTonite. Okay. They like, okay, we gonna holler at you when you come out. Man, they sent me up to my cell. My partner out of Greenspoint. Well, he wasn't my partner at the time, but my cellie was from Greenspoint, Tutu. What up, Tutu? Man, Tutu still fuck around today, man. He was my cellie, right? And he told me that you know, he asked me what set it was. And I told him what the set was, and Tutu was just straight up. He was being straight up. He was like, oh, okay, I'm from Houston. I don't bang at them, but you a Crip, you from Galveston. Them Crip niggas gonna holler at you when you get out of here, when you go. I was like, oh, all right. He like, nah, you gotta go check in with them. You know what I'm saying? They gonna holler at you. And but I was on the wing with Randy, right? So I found out I had a partner from the world, Block C. You know, you interviewed him on the channel, man. Anybody get a chance, go check out my homie Randy Martin, Block C interview on OG Hollywood channel, man. So me and Randy was able to briefly connect, right? cause we on the same way, and I'm asking Randy, like, what's up with these niggas? What's going on? He like, man, go to rec. They gonna holler at you. But he can't come to rec with me. You know what I'm saying, Hollywood? He can't come to rec because he on cell restriction. You know what I'm saying? Anybody know? His dough is pent down. You know what I'm saying? When it's rec called. So shit.
Yeah.
I had to go out there on my own, and the craziest shit about it was when I get out there, these niggas is debating on me fighting somebody who else name is CRIPTonite.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is what I'm telling you. They are telling me that I can't keep my name unless I fight for it. Man, I've been here an hour and a half. What you mean? I came here with this name. You know what I'm saying? What these niggas talking about? Yeah, so Cash from Fort Worth had somebody named CRIPTonite, and they said I had to get on for the name. I didn't even know the dude. I ain't know how long he been there. I ain't know if they were trying to. I was confused about the whole situation, Wood. Straight up, I'm totally confused. I don't know these niggas. I don't know what they talking about. In my mind, I'm already scared because I think they may jump me. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what's up. So if they trying to negotiate the arrange the fight with me and him, man, I just still off on a nigga, man. The nigga trying to set it up, I popped him. You know, straight up. Like, man, I'm ready. Just straight up, I'm ready to catch out. Do you hear what I'm saying? Say I'm ready for the laws to intervene, so I'm gonna go on, fire them up so the laws can come. And man, the laws got the hollering, fight. Man, look at here. The Mexicans stop the laws. No. He a new boot. Don't do it. Don't do it. He a new boot. You know what I'm saying? Stop.
Yeah.
Don't do it. And they stopped. They walked off, and I was in trouble, man. My little catch-out move didn't work. I was in trouble, my nigga. Yeah, I was in trouble, man. So because I did that, I had to fight two niggas, right? And shit, long story short, I kept my name, nigga. I was the real CRIPTonite. Yeah, the real CRIPTonite from Galveston, rolling 60, straight off the set. He the real one. And that's it. I've been the one and only CRIPTonite ever since then.
All that shit have, smashed the in-between, man. Got at the other boy, right? So,
right.
After all that happened, man, how did you adjust it to the environment go after all of that?
There was no adjusting to the environment. The environment was just, yeah, there was no adjusting to the environment, man. Over there, it was just wild. I mean, it went from fighting, it just was fighting, man, every day, all day, man. We went to them fields. I seen them motherfucking cotton fields. It's fights in the fields. It's fighting. There's no adjusting. Over there, it was no structure like on other units I've been on. Over there, it was just wild, man. Everybody was trying to put in work, so to speak. And that's another thing about prison that I really didn't understand or get with too much. Like, I was coming from the world. I was a gang member. I was a Crip because my neighborhood was Crips.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't come into the system and a nigga put me down with Crip. Right?
Yeah.
I got put on the set because of the system, but I was already a Crip from the world, right? And even with my pictures and my photos, yeah, I didn't have no big homies in here.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, because I'm from the world. I don't understand that structure. I didn't understand niggas that I didn't know at all trying to give me instructions when they never even been in the world.
Yeah.
Cripping.
Yeah.
Gangbanging. Like, yeah, I come from killing and shooting for real by my set. So I didn't understand that shit when they was really trying to put me up under different people and different niggas. I didn't go for that shit at all, man. You know what I'm saying? I always did my own thing. As my name would say, I was CRIPTonite every time, man. You know what I'm saying? So it was just real wild. That's point blank period, man. It was squabbling. That's it. Getting it on. Standing up for yours.
So, I'm gonna take you to 9-6, man, cause I was in that motherfucking 9-6, man, and it was heard about everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So,
right.
Back in 9-6, right? A riot took place on Clemens, right? And the inmate ended up getting killed, right? So,
correct.
Were you over there at that time?
Yeah, man, sadly I was over there, man. I probably was, the incident you talking about, man, is Lil Rip.
Yeah.
Roger Campbell. Roger Campbell was murdered on Clemens in 1996. I was over there, I probably had 8 months into my prison sentence, right?
Yeah.
And, Rip, Roger Campbell, is somebody I know from Galveston. You know what I'm saying? He was a blood member, 43rd Street from Galveston. We grew up together. We grew up in different projects. We grew up as rivals, right?
Yeah.
And I came to Clemens, and he was over there too. He was there before me. He had a 2-year sentence, and he probably had a year or 8 months too on his 2-year sentence, right? But in the world, we was enemies, so to speak, right? We didn't get along. But when we got to Clemens, you know, the prison system was populated by Crip members. And if you was a blood, you had it real hard, right? So when I got over there, Rip was already over there. He was a blood amongst very few bloods, right?
Yeah.
So he had already been squabbling and dealing with niggas. So if you was a blood, man, you pretty much couldn't win. You know what I'm saying? The odds were stacked against you, man. So for the most part, man, you try to mind your business and just stay out the way after you got past your fighting and dealing with niggas. You know, that's what he was doing, man. He was staying out the way. He wasn't involved in none of the shit that was going on, all the treacherous shit that was happening. And he still ended up getting killed because we hadn't understood the rules of prison yet, Hollywood, and you already knew this.
Yeah.
The rules in prisons was that you just can't be putting your hands on every and anybody.
Yeah.
Just because you got hands and you stronger than the other person, they not gonna fight you like that. Nigga gonna put that knife in your ass, and especially the Mexicans. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It wasn't a Mexican or a white boy that could stand up under that pressure that a nigga would bring. You know what I'm saying? We'll bring so much pain in that bitch, we'll beat a Mexican or a white boy clear under the table. And that ain't to say that the Mexicans was hoes. That was just saying from just sheer brutality, a nigga gonna beat a motherfucking Mexican and white boy to death. And the way they decided to protect themselves was to put that blade in your ass, right? But we hadn't experienced that up until that point. And we had a ride with the Mexicans. Like you say, I done whooped 2 of them on another unit. Over here, I'm whooping them, slapping them and shit, just doing all kind of bullshit, trying to take advantage of the situation, never being cognitive that a motherfucking Mexican will stab me and shank me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what happened in that situation, man. Rip had nothing to do with the Mexicans. He had nothing to do with the ride. And we had a ride like over some shower shoes. Nigga took some shower shoes or some shit and knocked the Mexican out. And in the shower, and we ended up having a mini ride over that. And the Mexicans got tired of that shit, man. They decided that they was gonna stab this time, but they had locked us down. What happened was they locked us down because of the ride. And on Clemens it's on 4 tiers. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, right? On B-Wing, and they lock B-Wing down. You know, we always lock down. You know the saying, week 1, day 1. We always getting them motherfucking week 1, day 1 and Johnny Sack papers, right?
Yeah.
But, in the Rip situation, man, they locked us down, and we had been locked down for probably a month, week 1, day 1, every day. And they just decided to let us up out the blue, man. They let up 1 row and they let up 3 row. I was on 2 row, right?
Yeah.
They let 1 row, 3 row up, surprise breakfast, let us up. The whole time we been on lockdown, though, the Mexicans had been getting knives brought in. They had been getting shanks the whole time.
Yeah.
Our stupid ass, we just thinking coming out fighting them, beating them up. Whole time they been on lockdown, they been motherfucking been getting weapons in. So when it came up, 3 o'clock in the morning for child, the whole thing woke up because nigga get to go to child, you get to come out the cell, but the law strategically let 1 row and 3 row up because they was trying to see what our temperature like.
Yeah.
And when they came back from child, I'm ready for us to go to child, but they came back from child and got in the day room. Excuse me. When they got back in the day room, the goddamn Mexicans kicked it off, man. And it just so happened, you know, Rip was sitting at the table. You know how you got black side, Mexican side, right?
Yeah.
Rip being neutral and some other niggas being neutral, he like at the table, that's in between the both sides, but off to the back. And when the Mexicans kicked it off, they just started off with anybody at that table. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It had nothing to do with Rip per se. He just happened to be at the wrong table when they kicked it off. And I was in the cell and the ride started. We hit it, gone up. It went up again, not knowing none of that about nobody getting stabbed, knowing nothing. And yeah, man, the homie died, man. Lil Rip died, man. Roger Campbell. He got stabbed by some Mexicans and some white boys. I think the Mexican name was Casper or something like that, man. A ghost. I can't remember the name, but I remember them. I just can't remember the name.
Yeah.
And he pretty much bled out, because you know once they shot the gas and all that shit, they just don't come in there.
Oh, they ain't coming right away.
You know. Yeah, they ain't coming right away, man. And that shit changed us, Hollywood.
Yeah.
Straight up. It's been many people come to Clemens, many people that been to Clemens, but the ones that was there, when Lil Rip died, they will tell you, that changed us. It was no more playing.
Yeah.
Now I realized I could leave this bitch in a box, nigga. I know this nigga. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say when niggas get on here and bring up people names and say different names, they just be talking, man. Like, I know his mama. I know his brother. I know his sister.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I know this nigga family. And this nigga was just in the day room chilling. And shit, man, here I am, getting down, acting a damn fool, doing everything. And he got a 2-year sentence and didn't make it home. So how you think I felt with eight months on an 8-year sentence? You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, nah. Yeah, I got to make it home. So you already know. Shit, it was at no point in time from then on, I kept me a shank. Yeah, straight like that.
Let me say this, man. I seen a video, man, with Blue Hands, you know, and he was talking about the Crip on Crip ride. You and him was in, you know, y'all was involved in on Clemens, man. Tell me about that. What happened?
Crip on Crip ride, shit. Blue Hands got me hit in the head with a motherfucking tray. What you mean? Tell you about it.
They let them fight it out. They know there ain't gonna be nothing but fight.
Yeah.
So the arrows out, it was easy. You don't let them go. Don't knock them down. Went to the chow hall that morning, 3, 4 in the morning. It went down again in the chow hall. Lil Dot, 4-tray Dot from Fort Worth. Hit my nigga CRIPTonite across the head from Galveston with a tray. Set it off in the chow hall.
Yeah, Blue Hands had told you about it, man. Blue Hands that got me hit in the head with a goddamn tray. That's what happened, man. One thing about Clemens, man, you need to know what made Clemens wild, Hollywood, right? I came to Clemens 4 months from the free world, right? 4 months prior to coming to Clemens, or 5 months prior to coming to Clemens, I was in the free world, okay? Then you had people like Blue Hands that was coming, who had been in state school since they was 14, coming here at 17. So I've been in the free world. He been in state school for 3 years, right? And then you had other people who had been on Beto that was 17 on Beto, or coming to Clemens, and they been on Beto for 2 years, they 19. So they bring in all these young niggas from the world, state school, and from other real prison units, all of one unit, right? And it was no control, wasn't no big homies, wasn't no OGs, it was just every man for himself. And the gang culture has got us trying to put in work on each other. And we putting in that work, you know what I'm saying? Full-blown, deaf, blind, and dumb, we putting in that work. So when Blue Hands come up from state school in 97, you know, he want to get it on. You know what I'm saying? He want to put in some work. He want to show what time it is with him, because he didn't get checked. You know, didn't nobody have to check Blue Hands because he was coming with a pedigree, and he was coming from state school with a reputation amongst people that already been in state school and doing time with him, right? But, you know, that just didn't sit right with him, man. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to get active. And the homie Lil G from Fort Worth was one of the people that would check people coming through the door when we was having them checking sessions back in 96, right? So, shit, Lil G started picking on him, like fucking with him, agitating him, hitting him up and all that different stuff. Like, didn't even know him, Lil G just agitating and shit. Blue Hands wanted some of that action. But I was trying to convince Blue Hands They're like, look, bro, that really ain't what it is. This how we gotta play it. We can't get on like that. But you know, Blue Hands ain't listen. And he had some words or something with Lil G on the rec yard, and it went up. It became a rolling 60 thing against Fort Worth Crips, right? Yeah. And it's really like a Houston Dallas thing. You already know that's the biggest turmoil back then in prison. Not the Crips and Bloods, but North Texas versus South Texas. Houston versus Dallas. Same way it would be in any other state like California. LA versus the Bay Area, or Miami versus Tallahassee or Jacksonville. So that was the biggest separation. And in Texas, you got Dallas, Fort Worth, and Fort Worth is its own low thing. They don't want to be considered Dallas, but they definitely from the north. And so you got Fort Worth and Dallas, and on the south side, you got Houston, Galveston, Beaumont area. We all ride with each other, south versus north. And shit, man, the Fort Worth niggas was always deep. They come from the world banging, and they representing. The South really wasn't like that yet. Houston wasn't known for gangs. They weren't known for sets yet. You know what I'm saying? And so we had a big ass ride behind Blue Hands wanting to get active. You know what I'm saying? And that ride started at 8 o'clock on the rec yard. Ride went down. I'm out there. Blue Hands out there. We get out there situation. Right? I've been in several rides up until that point, so I knew how much work to put in and how to dip off and get out. We get out of it. Only for me to get out the ride at 8 to go to breakfast that morning at 3, and this nigga from Fort Worth, Lil Di, you know, rest in peace, Lil Di, he dead. I'm gonna find Lil Di and whoop Lil Di ass when I get on the other side, cause Lil Di, yeah, I'm gonna tell you straight up, I ain't listen. I ain't never forgot that shit, man. All them niggas on Clemens know that. I ain't live Hollywood. I ain't never forgot that shit, man. That nigga came in the chow hall at 3 o'clock in the morning, and that nigga hit me in the head with a tray. Nigga set it off. Wow. Fort Worth, nigga. You know what I'm saying? And the goddamn chow hall went up, man. I couldn't get out of that situation. You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting at the table with 3 other homies when the nigga hit me. Shit, it go up. You know what I'm saying? Lil Di get out the situation, but they lock me up, pin me down, and put me in, you know, lock me up on the unit. But the problem was they locked me up on the side of the unit where C ran at. By this time, me and my brother done hooked up, and we on the same unit. And they done separated us because me and him done smashed the white boy, broke his ribs, and sent him to the hospital, right, in a checking session. So they separated me and C Ren, but because of the ride in the chow hall, they sent me on his side. And man, the ride happened at 8. The next ride with me in the chow hall happened at 3 in the morning. And then when work call was called out at 5:45, I told C Ren them like, look, man, I done got hit. Y'all go to the fields and turn up, man. Lil Di did it. Y'all go turn up. So they can't get at Lil Di and the other Fort Worth cats because they on different sides of the unit. The only way they come together is when they go out to work, right? But you already know, if you go out to work and you get out there to them fields and start fighting, somebody gonna die. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you gonna die. Why? It got nothing to do with you. It's a threat to the prison system that a riot happens outside that gate. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And a ride happened outside that gate to the point to where the Free World Police showed up. You know what I'm saying? And the Free World Police had to come in. And man, once the Free World Police came in, I didn't care. You know I didn't care because I'm locked down. But they locked down the whole unit, Hollywood. They locked down the whole unit. And guess what? CRIPTonite was on the first thing smoking. Do you hear what I'm saying? I was on the emergency chain to Ferguson. Do you hear what I'm saying? Wasn't no pre-hearing detention. Wasn't no waiting. Look here, that ride happened at 8. The next ride at 3. The next ride at 5. By that night, I was on the chain, shackled down, headed to diagnostic unit on a one-way trip to Ferguson Unit. Straight like that. Yeah, Blue Hands got me a one-way trip to Ferguson Unit.
Shout out Blue Hand, man.
Yeah, shout out Blue Hands, man. That's the homie, man. Blue Hand definitely
Shout
the
out.
homie, man. He a real one.
So, man, let me ask you this, man. 12120 Savage Drive.
Right.
What was it like? What was it like pulling up to the back gate of 12120 Savage Drive?
Man, look at here. By that time, I'm a complete fuck up, Hollywood. I done been on 4 units. All of them I done fucked up. I done goddamn me done caused a ride or been in a ride. By the time I got to Ferguson, man, I was a veteran, man. I was ready for this shit. Let's roll, man. It's time to rock and roll. I ain't had no butterflies. I ain't had none of that, man. I knew it was time to rock and roll. I've been fucking up. I knew I was going to end up here. But I will say this. Coming to Ferguson, once again, I did have the notion that I reached the end of the line. Do you hear what I'm saying? yeah, look at here. This was the end of the line. As your shirt say, Gladiator School. This was the end of the line as it come to being a fuck up. Because this is where they saying all the fuck ups at. You know what I'm saying? And I'm coming in this bitch hot. I'm coming in this bitch straight off a ride. I don't even have my court and all that over there. I'm talking about the next day, man. I'm waking up on Clemens. The next day I'm waking up on Ferguson. Like, yeah, they wasn't doing no plan. So, you know, and then I'm coming out the ride and really couldn't get my lick back. So I was just agitated when I got to Ferguson. Straight up. I was agitated.
So, man, okay, now let me ask you this here, man, because you know, like me and you both know, Ferguson Unit is like no other.
Right.
And when you pull up in the hallway on that motherfucker, it's nothing about that bitch quiet.
Right.
But it's in order, though.
It's in order. Actually, when I got there, Hollywood, it was quiet. And that what was scary. No, listen what I'm telling you. I was scared. Like, listen, that made it scary because I'm coming to Clemens where it's all this noise, man. I get to Ferguson. I don't know if the fields was out because back then, you know, everybody had to work. It was dead ass quiet. And I ain't gonna even lie to you. That was weird. Like, it was freaked out, man. When I hit the hallway, it was silence, no movement. I'm like, damn, is nigga on lockdown? What the fuck they got going on over here? Do people stay over here or what's up? Nigga, I was confused. You know what I'm saying? So we went through the classification, but we haven't had court yet because the situation just happened, right?
Yeah.
So they still got me on high security. I'm still in line 3, so they stuck me on C Wayne. Yeah, I went to C. Me and True Cat. Yeah, True Cat, another one. Check out True Cat interview on the Ferguson Chronicles. Me and True Cat.
What block did you hit? What block did you go to?
Oh, I remember it was C block, medium custom. Now it's called G4, but I went to C block, 2 row. I remember my celly and everything. Turtle T out of Southport. One situation in Hollywood that I'll never forget. You know, I was in the day room one time and I can't remember exactly who. I want to say it was my partner, 33rd, if I'm not mistaken, but I can't exactly remember. But you know, he was talking to me, Hollywood, and he told me, he said, man, look, I'm gonna tell you something. He said, it ain't me you gotta prove it to. You know, because he knew me. He said, it ain't me you gotta prove it to. And he pointed over there to the corner, he says, them dudes you gotta prove it to. He said, but I'm letting you know right now, True, you're fighting for your manhood. On Ferguson, you don't fight, you're gonna get fucked. No matter if you pay somebody or what, that's come with it. And I knew right then and there that that wasn't gonna happen.
True Cat, man.
Shout out True Cat, man. Yeah, he was in your seat, man. Shout out True Cat, man.
Yeah, he was in my seat. Me and Lil Doug hit Ferguson together, man, after that ride. And but like you say, shit was in order. Yeah, that silence was goddamn me the calm before the storm. You hear what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that shit was the middle of the hurricane. This shit was in order over here. This wasn't Clemens. This shit was in order. Like, over there, if you hear a nigga hollering and screaming, All they gonna say is get it out of them. Get it out of them. Do you hear what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. And especially if you pulled up to that motherfucker in the morning time and that hallway was dead silence, that mean one thing. They had a nigga ass out there in the plantation.
Yeah, you was on that plantation because they ain't do no plan. It's so bad over there, man. You could hear somebody fighting or struggling for their life, and once they start losing, they could be hollering, right? Hollywood, they could be hollering for help. And niggas in they cells hear that shit, and niggas start making more noise, drowning out his help call. Mexicans and all. Everybody start making noise trying to drown out his help call. I'm like, oh, nah, these niggas too sophisticated over here. These niggas ain't doing no plan, man.
You ain't nobody coming to save you, nigga, not even Jesus.
Ain't nobody coming to help you, and the people that ain't got nothing to do with it is gonna stop it because nobody want to get their wing locked down. You gonna have to figure that shit out. You gonna have to figure that shit out after you wake up or after you done got popped. Do you hear what I'm saying? Yeah, you gonna have to figure that out on the back end. And there's many people that couldn't figure it out, Hollywood. You know that. Yeah, it's many people that could not figure it out, man.
There's a lot of niggas fell victim to that 12-120, man.
Whole bunch of them.
So man, let me ask this, man. What was that first run-in like on Ferguson Unit, man?
My first run-in, it wasn't like Clemens. On Clemens, my first run-in came within hours. You know what I'm saying? Ferguson, it was a little different because, like I say, I already had the reputation. They already over there heard about the riots that Rip got killed in. They already, you know, I'm a little seasoned now. You know what I'm saying? I got a reputation, and it's holding up. You know what I'm saying? But my first run-in was probably within that first week, and it was with a nigga from Fort Worth. You know what I'm saying? Man, listen, yeah, I had to get my lick back. I couldn't get Lil Dynam. I had to get my lick back, but I didn't, to be honest with you, man, in that situation, I didn't even start that situation, man. That situation was really between Nick and Heavy. I don't know if you remember Nick. You remember Nick?
Yeah, with the good hair.
With the good hair. I had the waves going to the back. Well, it was Nick. Yeah. And it was Heavy. You remember big old Heavy from Acres Home with all the tattoos over his body? Yeah. Old knock playing ass Heavy, man. That was my boy, man. But I at this time, I knew neither one of them. Nick and Heavy was betting on the Rockets game. The Rockets was playing the Lakers in '97. And it was Kobe Bryant first year, second year playing. And you know, the Rockets had Charles Barkley and all that. I was a Rockets fan, you know what I'm saying? It's G County. We out, you know what I'm saying? We out here with the H, man. I'm a Rockets fan. So Heavy being from Houston, Nick being from Fort Worth, North Texas, they getting into it over that game, man. I ain't got nothing to do with that game. I'm on the back bench by the pistol. You hear what I'm saying? You already know how that shit go. Nigga, I'm following the rules on the back bench by the pistol. Well, anyway, I'm looking at them under the TV all go over the game. And I could just tell from watching them without even knowing them who from Houston, who from Dallas or Fort Worth. And I didn't even know them. And they going back and forth. Well, anyway, the Rockets finna win the game, and the Rockets did something. You know what I'm saying? Me being a fan, I started clapping, Wood. I'm in the back clapping. Yeah, good shot. Good shot. Man.
yeah.
Look here, that shit got me in trouble. That nigga Nick say, oh, bitch ass nigga, you back there clapping. I bet you ain't gonna bet nothing. Yeah, you back there doing all that clapping. So he done turned his attention away from Heavy and put it on me, and I don't even know him, right?
Yeah,
I'm sitting on the back bench still. So I look behind me. It ain't nothing behind me but a wall. You hear what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I'm like, you talking to me? Yeah. He like, yeah, I'm talking to you, bitch ass nigga. You ain't gonna bet nothing. Bet something. He stuck his hand coming towards me like he gonna bet. I hopped up. I'm like, shit, bet I beat your ass, nigga. What's up? Let's get it on. I ain't worried about them Rockets. And look at here. His eye, whoa, even Heavy, like, yeah, bet that. I'm like, nah, man, I ain't worried about no game. Let's bet that. You bumping. catch this square. Even the Mexicans was like, oh, the new guy. Oh, the new guy. They like, yeah. And man, Nick did something what I thought was like a catch-out move, man. He didn't want to get it on. He seen me press him, and he was like, nah, fall in my cell, man. Listen, and me and you both know this. I had to be stupid and a young gunner just to be like, all right, fall in your cell. I should have chased Nick around that day room instead of going in his cell, but I'm being dumb. I'm thinking I could do whatever I want because I'm young and I could fade whatever I want. I decided to go in his cell, not at that last call, but when we came back from last child before we go to work. And long story short, I went in the cell and put them hands on Nick and won my bet. Straight up. But I put them hands on Nick and won my bet and let the whole, let niggas know like, hey, I'm about to action. But when I look back on that move, that was dumb. You should never do that. You know what I'm saying? You should never let nobody invite you to the cell and you go in that cell because you don't know what he got or what's going on. You know what I'm saying? It just played in my favor because Nick was selling wolf tickets. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I went in there and won that bet, got right on his ass and, put it down. That was like the first week over there. You know what I'm saying? And plus, I got my little row out with the Fort Worth situation coming from Clemens. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I got my little row out. But shout out to Nick, man. He passed away this year, man. You know what I'm saying? He was going through some things out in the free world. And I seen on the Midway Connection thing where he passed away, man. Shout out to that brother. Shout out to his family, man. Again, I'm talking about when we was kids, when the nigga was, wilding and dumb shit. But shout out to that man and his family, man. Condolences to him and his family.
Let me ask this, man. And I feel like you're gonna say some crazy shit, but I'm gonna ask you anyway, man. Tell us the worst day you had on the Ferguson unit, man.
On Ferguson? You say what's the worst day on Ferguson unit?
Shit, your worst day.
Shit, every day, nigga. Yeah, that you talking about, nigga. What you mean? Yeah, every day on the Ferguson unit was a worst day. You hear what I'm saying? Yeah, I was over there when there was no water. I was over there through all that shit. The Cowboys winning, all that shit, man. The Clement, look, every day on Ferguson wasn't no good days. Yeah. I don't know who talking about having a good day. Yeah, I guess you could say a good day was when you made that woman give us something to eat. You know what I'm saying? You made that woman bring us some free world food. I guess you could say that was a good day, but it wasn't nothing good about that neither, man. We was still in that box, man. But nah, every day was a work day over there for me.
Yeah, man. Like I said, man, you can't get this shit nowhere else, man, but here at the Ferguson Chronicle where we keep it 110 all the way across the board, man. Like he said, man, every day was a bad day on 12120 Savage Drive, man. It was never a good day, man, because you was inside that box, man. So let me say this, man. We spent a lot of time in them day rooms, man. We met a lot of dudes, man. And for those that don't know, man, the only big motherfucking day room was down there in IJKL, man. Everything else was like a matchbox, man. So, we was kind of up on each other every day, man. So, we talked a lot. Said a lot of things, what we was going to do, what we wasn't going to do, man. But we met a lot of guys, and some of those guys we still in contact with, man. So what are some of the guys that you stay in contact with until this day?
Man, it's a few people, man. You, OG Hollywood, Lil Pop, Dre, you know what I'm saying? Yuri Parker, both of them did interviews with you. Dewberry, Antonio, Doc O, Big Papa, you know what I'm saying? I mean, if you was over there when we was over there, man, you got history, man, and I've been out Ferguson 20 years. Well, more than 22 years, man, you know what I'm saying? People still come home talk about when we was on Ferguson and what we went through and what we survived if you was in that era. You know what I'm saying? So I grew a bond with a lot of those brothers over there, man. Whether I was on the wing with them or whether we was passing in the hallways, you know what I'm saying? a lot of them over there, man. I had bonds with, you know what I'm saying? All my homies from Galveston, you know what I'm saying? 33rd, Tyree, Sexton, Myron, come on, man. Everybody over there, man. They still bring us up to this day. You know what I'm saying? To this day, man, our names are still brought up in the conversations, man. So I built a bond with everybody I was over there, and once I got out, everybody that was around me, everybody that was there when I was there was rooting for me. You understand what I'm saying, Wood?
Yeah.
Yeah, they was rooting for me. So, man, nah, everybody, man, over there was rooting for me, man. I could, yeah, so many people, man, I could give you, but I could tell you, I know who wasn't there, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could get into that. I can explain to you who was not over there.
Now, out of many times I asked that question, ain't nobody ever told me they can tell me who wasn't over there.
Yeah, I'll tell you who wasn't over there. Who wasn't over there was OG Percy. OG
Watch out,
Percy
man.
wasn't
Hold
over
up.
there. Yeah.
Hold up,
Yeah,
man. Hold
he
up.
was not over there.
Hold up, man. We finna go down a rabbit hole, man. You gonna be considered a hater, man, when you get in that on that
listen
topic,
here.
man.
Now listen, we on Ferguson Chronicles, and you say we gonna tell the truth, right? Man, this nigga
Yeah,
OG Percy was not on Ferguson when it was rocking and rolling. When it was Gladiator Unit, he was not there. You know what I'm saying? He was not there. In 2003, the state of Texas implemented a Safe Prison Act where they cleaned up all the prison systems. They did not want no more of that shit. When you come through the door, you get checked. They did not want none of that fuck, fight, or bust a 60. Remember that? Say, yeah, they did.
Loud and clear.
Loud and clear. Yeah, you had 3 options. You know what I'm saying? Not only told to you by inmates, but told to you by guards, told to you by lieutenants, and even told to you by some wardens. You got to figure out what you going to do at that back gate. Is you going to fight? Is you going to fuck? Or is you going to bust a 60? You know what I'm saying? That was your only 3 options when you coming up in that prison system in the 90s, right? And in 2003, they wanted to get rid of that. You know, the same way they do no bullying and nothing, right? Or nothing like that. So, man, that nigga Percy came to Ferguson in 2008. He came to Ferguson 5 years after this was implemented, after they cleaned up the prison, and he only had 5 years. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man.
Yeah.
That nigga wasn't over there, my nigga. And nobody you call from Fort Worth, now I'm telling you all the problems and all the G's that I dealt with from Fort Worth. Nobody know him, right? But he's online every day lying. You know what I'm saying? He's using that he was on Ferguson at a period of time, but he making it like he went through what we went through. You know what I'm saying? Nigga using Suge name. Talking about Suge gave him the keys. How the fuck Suge gave you some keys? Suge been on Ferguson since 1993, right? By time Percy get there, Suge been on that motherfucker, what, 93, 2000? Suge been on Ferguson for 15 years. Man, niggas ain't fighting and holding keys. Suge trying to come home. Suge trying to take care of his business. Ain't nobody giving nigga, ain't no keys. Ain't no keys on Ferguson to give out. This is the place of total fuck ups, my nigga. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
How can you be the leader of the fuck ups? The fuck ups can't have no leader. But he on here romanticizing that shit because he ain't went through it. Do you feel what I'm saying? Nigga talking about.
Sure.
Listen, man, nigga talking about he was 30 feet on your channel is the realest interview OG Percy gave, right? Right here on this channel, he gave a real interview. He went to Ferguson at 34 years old in 2008, and he didn't know how to fight at 34 years old.
We went around one time in the gym, simply because he told me what I was doing in the corner, shadowboxing, wasn't gonna work over here on Ferguson. And I'm gonna tell y'all something, to be honest, and I hate to admit this, Nate Boy was right. You dig what I'm saying? Nate Boy was right. The shit that I was doing in that corner, the little shit that I did, thought I knew, that I learned in the county and over the years to it, I might as well take that little piece of book and ball that paper up and throw that shit in the trash. Shit don't work on Ferguson.
Hollywood, At 34 years old, you don't know how to fight? Come on, man. That's how you know the penitentiary was friendly back in that time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He bring up all them names of people that had been there, but they was past that fighting shit. When you went to Ferguson, now, how old was you when you went to Ferguson, Hollywood?
I had to be at least 19 or 20.
I went there at 19. Listen, man, ain't nobody 34 years old running no penitentiary. You a senior citizen at 34. He talking about he
That's
finally,
facts.
that's facts. He talking about he finally made it to the big house at 34 and he was getting it on. Man, nigga would have beat Percy back to preaching. Yeah, it's no way that nigga would have got beat back to prison, man. There's no way that he could do that. Now, I get it's the internet, and I get that I'm a hater from saying that and speaking the truth, right? That, hey, he's lying and he's entertaining people, right? I get it, I'm a hater. But listen, my nigga, how you ran Ferguson, right? And you was the leader, and you ain't take no losses, and you ran shit, right? But you get out, and the light bill beats you up. You can't make one car note. It beats you up. How gangster is you? Nigga, you know what I'm saying? This nigga 54 years old, living at his mama house, telling lies on the internet about being a real nigga. And he done disappointed everybody who ever depended on him. His kids, his mama, his daughter on the street. You know what I'm saying? Anybody that depended on him couldn't depend on him. His brother, you know what I'm saying? His brother just died. He on here hollering.
Them do their job. They killed my brother, y'all. They killed my big brother, y'all. They killed my big brother, y'all. They killed my big brother, y'all, on Crip. On Fort Worth, on Murder World Crip gang, y'all.
At the scene when his brother died, come on, man, that shit is disgusting, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? I get it's entertaining, but quit getting on here lying, bro. You've been destroyed out here through drugs, through poverty. You wasn't no gangster in prison. You ain't a gangster in the street. Nigga, ain't a gangster bone in your body. Which one of these? Listen here, OG Percy. It ain't a gangster bone in your body, man. You using this Ferguson moniker to trick people and fool people for entertainment purposes, man. Stop that shit, nigga. You sitting there at 54 years old with no car, living at your mama house, and you barely got a cell phone, man. That shit is disrespectful. Talking about you a G or you a gangster. You ain't none of that shit, nigga. You know what I'm saying? You not that tough. You ain't that tough, man. Yeah, that light bill, that car note, let us know you ain't that tough. You ain't that nigga, man. Point blank, period. We out here, the tough niggas here now. We the tough niggas. You hear what I'm saying, Hollywood? Yeah, that motherfucking circus shit, I get it. It's the circus, right? And the circus is clowns. But it's lines too, nigga. This the Lines Act. The lines done showed up, nigga. OG Percy, a mark that ain't took care of nothing, that ain't done nothing, and that's lying about his reputation in prison, and he lying about his reputation on the street. That nigga burglary habitation, domestic violence nigga. That nigga ain't done no gangster shit in his life. Do you hear what I'm saying? When it was time to get gangster, he was preaching and crying and smoking crack. He ain't no gangster. So I just want to represent that, because for people like us that really survived that shit and went through that shit and made something out of it, to see him on the internet praising that shit and getting claps and nigga doing all them interviews. This nigga, man, I look at that shit, I gotta get my fucking disinfectant and spray my phone. The whole video look like it stank. You know what I'm saying? Nigga at his mama house with the dog, him and the dog broke, leaning on the mama. Come on, man. Every time his video come up, man, I get off. That shit is disgusting. Look like that nigga dying or something. Look like he been embalmed or some shit. Like, nah, man, we ain't rocking that OG Percy shit out here in Texas. They not rocking it in Fort Worth neither. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking to all the street niggas, all the stomped down niggas out of Fort Worth. They don't even know that nigga, man. That nigga on here lying and perpetrating, man. And it's time his clown ass get ran off, man. The lines here. The lines are here now, nigga. Yeah, the real ones here. Bring them in the day room, Hollywood. Let me look at them. I ain't getting no mail this week. I ain't getting no visit. And that nigga talking too much, man. Yeah, straight like that, man.
once again, real life people, real life stories. You can't get that nowhere else. But here at the Ferguson Chronicle, man, where we vow to keep it 110 all the way across the board.
110, man. This the real ones, my nigga.
So like I said, man, the real Project Baby in the building, aka CRIPTonite, also known and better known as Mr. CEO Hockley is in the building, man, giving his spiel on the Ferguson Chronicle. And as y'all saw, he went in on OG person, man. It was nothing I can do about that because the man speaks
this ain't got
the
nothing
whole
to do
truth and
with
nothing
you.
but the truth.
Yeah, this ain't got nothing to do with Hollywood, man. You asked me to come on. I told you, man, I'm going to give you my real spiel. I don't know him. You don't know him. Nobody knows him. Blue Hands know him. Blue Hands was over there. Beezy know him. They was over there. But, you know, they cool with him, so they don't want to expose him. You know, they let the nigga run with the game. They not trying to expose him. But, man, fuck that nigga. That nigga is not who he say he is in real life or in the penitentiary, man. But let's move on, man. The lines here, man. The people know. So the real ones know.
So let me ask you this, man. During your time in that concrete jungle, man, did you lose anybody that was close to you?
Yeah. Yeah, I lost my uncle, man. My Uncle Paul. You know what I'm saying? He ended up passing away when I was in there. And yeah, man, I lost my uncle, man. And I used to be serving to my uncle, man. You know, nigga thought that shit was cool when we was growing up. You know what I'm saying? Serving to your people. And, you know, thinking you a hustler and all that shit. But now when I got the word he passed away, kind of hit me that shit wasn't cool, because I could always vision a time with my uncle where he was alive and he was sober and me and him laughed about the past and all that stuff there. But, you know, we never got to that point, man, because he sat down on the park bench and he never got back up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, so... yeah, that was it, man. I had lost my uncle when I was in there.
So, man, I got to ask this, man. Let's talk about all them books you wrote, man, and you know, talk about them books you wrote while on the Ferguson unit, man. And
yeah, so,
you know,
yeah. So you already know when I was over there. That's another thing. All that time I was locked up in solitary, and said on high security, all that stuff. That stuff gave me time to think, and it also gave me time to read. You know what I'm saying? Reading saved my life, man. And, you know, I can't speak for nobody else, but reading saved my life, and it opened up my mind to a broader world. And from reading, I started writing, right? And in there, in the last couple of years before I left, I started writing books. And everybody on the unit started reading my books that I was writing back in 99, 2000, right? And you already know, even the guards started reading it, right? And it just became real popular about these books that I wrote and the things that I was, stories that I was telling, able just from reading, you know what I'm saying? And excuse me, that's you know what I'm saying? That's crazy for me to be as wild as I was and to have that focus even back then to write those books and tell those stories from my perspective. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's fact stuff, man.
Yeah,
that's fact stuff. Cause even I seen the books, I'm like, damn. But I used to see you every day with the pen and pad, and back then I used to say, man, what the hell you doing? You said, nigga, I'm writing a book. You know what I'm saying? And I brushed it off because I done heard so many niggas say that shit, but nothing ever transpired. But for you to get out and to send that shit back up in there, I mean, it blew me away. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, this nigga was for real about this shit.
Yeah, nah, I was for real about it, man. That's the only escape I had, you know what I'm saying, at that time. Writing was escape for me, man. Other than that, man, you know, I would have been, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, writing really helped me. Reading and writing helped me, you know, man. Straight like that.
So, man, let's talk about paroling and coming home. How did you prepare yourself mentally?
Prepare myself mentally. So I got ready to come home, and man, I just was, you know, I was ready to come home, man. I was ready to get out of there, man. I want to say one of the things that kind of helped me, well, not only was the reading and writing, but, you know what I'm saying, I want to give a lot of credit to my T. Jones, Hollywood, you know what I'm saying? I got to do that, man, because, you know, I know brothers like yourself lost their T. Jones for even going. But, you know what I'm saying, in that situation, in my darkest moments, my T. Jones coming to visit me from time to time really helped me. You know what I'm saying? And when I say help me, I'm saying her hugging on me, right? Just, you know, her showing me compassion. You know what I'm saying? At a time when I didn't even understand compassion or believe it exists. Her showing me that compassion was letting me know that I should have that for other people. You know what I'm saying? And I think if I didn't have my T. Jones hugging on me from time to time, bro, when I was going through that cycle, you know what I'm saying? I don't think I would have lived too long, man, because you know how we be, man. We are vicious. You know what I'm saying? Kind of some of the things that you had to turn off that got you to make parole on that life sentence. I don't think I would have been able to turn those parts off had I not was getting those visits. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's important, man.
Yeah, that was very important in that process. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I was through that compassion, man. I turned that off for putting my hands on people. You know what I'm saying? I prepared myself to not be in conflict with people to where I got to put my hands on them or exert this energy or this violence towards people. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the things I prepared for. Yeah, I was realizing quick, man, that gangster shit gonna get your days numbered. I'm lucky to have 8 years. I could be in there with a life sentence like Hollywood because I'm all the way about it. But I got 8 years and I'm lucky to blessed to survive this 8-year sentence and make it out, man. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I just stayed focused on and the change that I made as I did 7 years and 3 months on an 8-year sentence. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, some time like that, everybody wish they could have had time like that, even me myself, man, you know, but we all grow in different ways, man, but we all wind up at the same exit, man, and that exit is that anytime you go through that transition, it's kind of like it forces you to humble yourself, and at the same time, like they said on training day, you want to go to jail or you want to go home.
Yeah, I realized, man, look at here, that CRIPTonite shit had to end at some point, man. This shit here is not good for me. Yeah, the results I'm getting from it is not good, man. I got to put that shit away. Do you hear what I'm saying? That shit got to get put away. You know what I'm saying? Or my days gonna be numbered, man.
And that's fact. So, man, let's take me to the first day you home, man. What was that feeling?
First day coming home, I mean, you already know, man. I was just so happy to be out. Nigga, shit, I thought they was gonna lock me back up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I couldn't believe, listen, I couldn't believe the same thing you felt, man. I thought it was a dream. I thought it was fake, nigga. That first day home, I was trying to get far away from Huntsville and the Walls unit as I could. You know what I'm saying? I was thinking they was gonna make a mistake and make me do the 9 months that I had left on the sentence. I mean, I didn't know. I was just nervous, happy to finally be free and wanted to run away from them, you know what I'm saying? Run away from them people, man. You know what I'm saying? I came home, went to my pop's house, and man, I was just happy to be back with my family, man. The first day was beautiful, man, but it was nerve-wracking because we've been locked up so long that we can't believe that we actually free and we get to walk away from this unit with no police escort, with no white clothes on, not on count time no more. You know what I'm saying, Hollywood? That shit was nerve-wracking that shit was real. So yeah, man, I was just happy to be home and get the fuck away from Huntsville, Texas.
And that's real as you can put it, man. You know, that's real as you can put it. You can't draw that shit up no better than that, man.
Look, you gotta been through it to know that. You know what I'm saying? Nigga can't tell you that ain't been through it. You know what I'm saying? That first day was nerve-wracking because I didn't know if they was gonna, you know, hold me to 9 months or not, man. I just wanted to get away from that motherfucker. I was a goddamn runaway slave at that point.
Scared if they catch you, they gonna cut your goddamn foot off.
Scared they gonna cut my goddamn foot off, man. I was a runaway slave at that goddamn point, Hollywood.
So, man, let me ask this, man. Let's talk about the readjustment back into society, man. How was that for you?
Readjusting back into society, man, was, you know, I was just thankful. You know what I'm saying? I was leaving people like you behind, my nigga. And that was just real. You know what I'm saying? And when I say leaving you behind, I mean like I was just over here with a real ass nigga, man, named Hollywood that gave me some game and shit, and he ain't coming home. You know what I'm saying? He should be home, but he ain't coming home. You know what I'm saying? I left in 2003. When did you finally come home?
2013.
2013, 10 years after I left. So yeah, so readjusting, man, I was always thinking about that. You know what I'm saying? That as I readjusted back in society, I realized, man, this was my chance. This was my blessing, and I didn't want to mess that up.
So, man, I find this interesting, man. Out of this whole interview that we're doing, man, I feel like this is the most important question, and this is just my personal opinion, man. And but it's important that the people know, man, because like we said, we're not trying to glamorize prison. We're trying to show the change.
Right.
The change in prison, but at the same time, showing the change, we got to tell the truth, man, the whole truth and nothing but the truth, man. So, at what point, man, did you go from being CRIPTonite to being CEO Hockley?
At what point I went from being CRIPTonite to being, I mean, really, the CRIPTonite shit really ended the minute I got out of jail. That shit was over with. Straight up, like I told you, I had to kill that shit, man. I wasn't gonna last long. If I stayed CRIPTonite, that came into the system at 17 years old, and when I was getting out 8 years later, if I was still that nigga, I wasn't gonna last too long. And I think that's the part most people don't get. You know what I'm saying? I had to let that shit go. I had to grow up and let that shit go, man. You know what I'm saying? The whole gang mentality, popping niggas in their ass mentality, that shit had to go, right? And so that pretty much went out the door. I was back to being Hockley. You know, I was back on the streets being Hockley, but I didn't want to be OG Hockley. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you know, no disrespect to you, because you know you're a real OG, but I didn't want to be responsible for nobody but myself. That's what the CEO come from. I'm the chief executive officer of my life. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to be nobody OG. I didn't want nobody to feel like I was responsible for them or what they had going on, or that I had any kind of instructions for them. I ain't have none of that shit. I ain't your OG. I ain't your big homie. I ain't none of that shit, man. I'm CEO Hockley. Because once I published my book and I started publishing the magazines, right? I had the book and I had the magazines. Man, I was the chief executive of my life. So if I was going to put an acronym in front of my name, it was going to be CEO. I didn't want OG. I ain't nobody OG. I ain't want no parts of that. I'm a businessman, and I'm here to take care of business. So CEO Hockley was born. You know what I'm saying? Straight like that.
And that's facts. So let me ask this, man. What are some of your biggest successes and at the same time, your failures you've experienced since you've been home?
My biggest successes and failures, I mean, what do you mean? In like personal or business? How you know, explain that to me.
Not so much as a high overview of your personal life, unless you want to share that. But what I mean by that, what are some of your successes that you've achieved since you've been home, and what are some of your failures that you failed in?
Okay, my biggest successes will be the birth of my kids. My biggest success would be marrying my wife, my beautiful wife, Sade. Those would be some of my biggest successes in my life. You know what I'm saying? Birth of my kids and get married. Those are the biggest successes by far in my personal life. Some of my biggest failures, right? Shit, I ain't had no motherfucking failures. My biggest failures was going to prison at 17. So if your ass ain't, look, Hollywood, if your ass ain't losing your freedom or your life, I don't think you failed. So yeah, I ain't got no biggest failures. Now, I got some situations where I lost a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? I've been in situations where I lost, business situations where I lost $45,000. I also been in another business situation where I lost $250,000. You know what I'm saying? So, but those were lessons though. You know what I'm saying? Those were paid lessons. So I can't really contribute them as you know what I'm saying, as losses. You dig what I'm saying? Yeah, and some of my biggest successes in business is that I done did $45,000 in one night. Also, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just being a promoter and promoting clubs, right? So, you know, it's a mix of both and up. But I don't look at them as failures like that, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? I don't even lie to you. They lessons. Failures is losing your freedom or losing your life. If you ain't losing none of them two, that all the other shit you could shake off. You could just wake up in the morning and shake that shit off. Yeah, if that shit don't involve your freedom being lost or your life being lost, there ain't no failure, homie. That's how I look at it.
So let me ask this here, man. Why do you think so many people that's released from prison don't follow their dreams or achieve the goals they have set before they come home?
Why you say why they don't follow their goals? Stuff because they bullshit and stuff they talk about in prison. You know, they lying to themselves. Again, that's the conversation we have, man. You know what I'm saying? I just wasn't a nigga that was gonna bullshit myself, OG. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't as shit as you say, man. That nigga really put that book out. If I was talking about that shit, I was gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? And that was just the nature of who I was. You understand what I'm saying? People, we are going in there young, 17, 19. We don't know who we are, but people are going to prison and romanticizing being hustlers or being gangsters or being pimps or being all this shit, and then get out here and all that shit crumble and fall to shit and they go back to jail. You know what I'm saying? So people not following their dreams when they come home because they just in prison lying to themselves. And the minute they put back in this environment, all that shit turn to shit. You know what I'm saying? That's the OG Percy nigga. He's a prime example of that. Yeah, I'm just saying, OG Percy nigga is a prime example of that. Will be in prison, acting like he this and that, and then get out here and act like he ran prison, but he 54 years old living at his mama house. Like, see, that's that cycle of poverty and ignorance that niggas can't break. So, yeah, my advice is don't quit lying to yourself, man. You a regular nigga, nothing wrong with being regular. Go get a regular job. Go take care of regular business, man, and enjoy your freedom and your life while you out here. Yeah, that is the only mission. That is the only goal, man. Quit trying to be John Gotti and all this shit you've been in here lying to yourself about, nigga. You ain't that.
Once again, real life people realize, but when you step on this stage, you better have your shit ready or you're going to get nailed to the cross here at the Ferguson Chronicles, man. So let me ask this, man. Give us one lesson that you learned in prison that you stick with to this day.
You say give you one lesson that I learned in prison that sticks with me today?
Yeah.
One lesson, man. I learned so many, Hollywood, man. I would have to say, man, you know, just again, like I just say, be real with yourself. You know, hey, this internet shit is like the day room. Remember we used to be in the day room back then and be like, yeah, man. You know, we be like, man, nigga could be all he could be in here. Whole time nigga talking about he was buying 9 ounces of a brick and this nigga was smoking crack. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like say you already know, man, nigga could be all they could be in here, but it's one thing to lie to other people, right? It's something totally different to lie to yourself. You know what I'm saying? And that's what this internet shit get fucked up at. Motherfuckers get on here and lie to people every day. You know what I'm saying? But they really lying to themselves. Never lie to your fucking self. You know what I'm saying? That's that shit Percy doing, man. You know what I'm saying? He smoking crack at night, living at his mama house in the daytime, telling lies in the evening. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, don't fucking lie to yourself about being no gangster or being no real nigga, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Quit lying to yourself. And that's the shit I learned in prison. Don't fucking fool yourself, man. And that shit always stuck with me, man. I'm not gonna fool myself at all.
So let me tell you this, man. You know it's gonna be kids or young people watching this interview, right? You know, he or she may be headed down the same path and the lifestyle that you took, right? What advice you got for them?
Don't go down the path. Do not follow me and OG Hollywood. That shit, do not be OG Percy. Do not be Kryptonite. Do not be OG Hollywood. Don't do it. It ain't worth it. It don't end well. Do not do it. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's my advice. Do not do it, man. It ain't worth it. Don't put yourself through hell only to get right. You know, nigga going through all that shit only to get right and be stuck in poverty. So don't do it, man. Let our life, let our struggles be example that this is something you shouldn't be doing. That's my advice for the kids and the youth. You know what I'm saying?
And that's big facts, man. 25 years, 89% of my life in the motherfucking Texas Department of Criminal Justice, man. Don't do it. So, man, So, man, let the people know what's next for you. Some of the projects you have going on, man.
Oh man, you already know what's next, man. Check me out on YouTube, man. Like I say, man, the lines are in the building. It's the circus, and the lines are in the building, man. We here to tell the truth, man. We here to get the internet some real shit, man. So much fake shit, we can't help but stand out. You know what I'm saying? So check me out on YouTube, CEO Hockley on all social medias. You know what I'm saying? And you know, we gonna keep it popping, man. We got a bunch of good stuff going, man. A lot of good content, a lot of real shit. I ain't living in my mama house. Yeah, you see what's with me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I ain't stuck at my mama house, nigga. You see what's going on with me, man. So we gonna keep bringing the truth. We gonna keep bringing the real. We gonna keep inspiring people to not be at their mama house. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we gonna inspire people to be great. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. CEO Hockley, man, on all social medias.
In the building, the real project, baby, man. So
real one.
With that being said, man, you know what I do at this end of the segment, man. I hand the mic off to you, man, and the day is no different, man. And that's just what we do at the Ferguson Chronicle, man, because without the people that come on the show, we wouldn't exist. And I'm gonna share the platform as long as the platform is here, man, because I know it's bigger than me, right? So with that being said, man, the show is yours, man. You can close it however you want to close it.
Man, off top, man, I appreciate you, homie. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you building this platform. I appreciate you being in this position. A real one. Somebody that really went through it, man, that educated us when we was in there. Everybody come on this platform, talk about how much you educated them and inspired them. And you was the nigga with the life sentence. You know what I'm saying? You was the nigga that had every reason to tear the motherfucker up worse than we tore it up. But you always try to give us guidance. You always try to give us instructions that will get us back to our families and get us back home. So, man, I want to give a shout out to you and this platform that you building, bringing our voices up here. Like that. My voice wouldn't be heard if you ain't bringing this up, right? So I want to give a shout out to you, man. I want to give a shout out to my family. Once again, my wife, my children, my mother, my sister, you know what I'm saying? My friends, my family. I want to give a shout out to my city, Galveston, Texas. You know what I'm saying? I want to give a shout out to G County. I want to give a shout out to Cedar Terrace Projects. I want to give a shout out to Cricket Split, Texas, right? All these things that made me, man. Free my brother C. Ren. He come up for parole in November. We, you know, looking to get a parole lawyer. This go round. He been in there since 1994. You know what I'm saying? 29 calendars since he was 15 years old on a 45-year sentence, man. So I want to give a shout out to him. I want to give a shout out to everybody, man, that's doing something positive, that's not being ignorant, and that's waking up every day and being a real gangster. You know what I'm saying? A real gangster is somebody that's taking care of bills, taking care of business, taking care of their family. Shout out to all the people that are savages that got the drive. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah, like this shirt say, Savage Drive. Shout out to all the savages that got the drive to take care of business and take care of their families, man. We are men now, born in poverty, raised in the projects, but we are men now. We so far from West Dallas and Cedar Terrace projects, it don't make no sense, man. You know what I'm saying? How far we done made it in time. So I just want to give a shout out to everybody that's waking up every day, fighting that fight and staying alive and free, man. Salute to y'all, man. And thank everybody for their support. All my Ferguson brothers, all my Clemens brothers, all my state school brothers, all my project brothers, street brothers, all my people who I've encountered on my journey that still support me to this day, man. I thank y'all.
And that's facts, man. Like I said, man, you can only get that here at the Ferguson Chronicle, man, where we keep it 110 all the way across the board, man. We swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the goddamn truth. With that being said, man, until next time, salute.